Well, today I want to share a little bit about what brought me to Valle. This is pronounced Valley. But first, I want to open something I got in the mail yesterday. Well, I picked it up yesterday from the mini post office at the Mean Bean. I have not yet opened this. It is still sealed. Okay. The warranty deed. Coconino County, Arizona. So, right now I'm staying in Williams in a little hotel while I think about how to get a tiny house out there on the land. So how in the world did I end up buying land here? Well, a few weeks actually, after my first visit to the Grand Canyon, I went back and visited again, this time by myself. It was early morning, still dark outside. I made my way to the little coffee house I'd found on Google Maps. As I stood overlooking an area of the Grand Canyon that was very deep, where a creek flowed. Overhead, the brightest star I'd ever seen seemed to be a natural part of the landscape, as though the most brilliant aspects of Mother Earth were mirrored in the sky. What came over me was a very personal sense that what I was looking at was a larger version of myself. The impression was so potent and so strong, I could hardly hold myself together. And I won't share the details of that particular experience there at the south rim of the Grand Canyon, other than to say it had a transformative effect on my life. I will, however, share some of what happened immediately afterward. Now, I had recently started looking into the rosary. I'm not Catholic. I grew up in a denomination that thought Catholics were all going to hell. The rosary was just some neuro-linguistic religious mind control and energy harvesting tool, so I was never interested in exploring it. But I had recently developed the interest and had begun pondering the joyful mysteries, as they're called, from the first 2 chapters of the Gospel of Luke. The Annunciation, where Gabriel comes and tells the Virgin Mary she's going to conceive a son, and the Visitation, where Mary visits Elizabeth. Suddenly, immediately after that experience at the Grand Canyon, I had a complete reversal of my view of what was communicated in the Gospels, and particularly in the Annunciation and Visitation. Because time is a product of matter, of our density here on earth, what happens in the other realms is absent of time. So everything that happens in the now, all at once. And I saw that in what was being communicated in the story of the Virgin Mary. Mare, Latin, means waters or oceans. This story was a template for what would occur in density with Elizabeth, which in Hebrew means oath to God. John the Baptizer was the one most grounded in this realm. He didn't come in a white robe walking on water. He wore leather and ate locusts and wild honey. I saw the fractal nature of those stories and how they weren't carved into history, but were actually happening now. A whole series of events followed in rapid succession, like free gliding down a very steep roller coaster. And I've shared a tiny bit of that story on my other channel, Rise Together. So, fast forward to now. I've purchased an acre in the tableland, middle of where the Grand Canyon juts thousands of feet in the air, on the outskirts of a little village called Valle.